Welcome back, healthy people, to another great episode of On Call with Dr. Randy. I'm so glad to have you all back for another great episode. I know in the previous episode I said I would refer to y'all as my healthy patients, but after speaking to my lawyer, Annalise Keating, she suggested that I refer to y'all as my healthy people and not my healthy patients. The world is crazy and I don't want anyone suing me for malpractice based upon them saying that they're my patient based upon a podcast. So from going forward, I'm going to refer to you all as my healthy people and not my healthy patients. So once again, thank you for joining me for another great episode of On Call with Dr. Randy. So in today's Healthy People information, we will discuss colon cancer screening. With the recent passing of actor Chadwick Boseman at the age of 43, notable for his role in Black Panther and other movies, I thought that it was highly important to discuss colon cancer screening. Colon cancer is the third leading cause of cancer deaths in the United States. Therefore, it is highly important that you get screened for colon cancer. So, Dr. Randy, when do I get screened? Great question. Well, it depends on a few factors. According to the American Cancer Society, the average person with no symptoms should start colon cancer screening at age 45. There are other screening guidelines that state you should start at age 50, but they will likely update their guidelines to change that to age 45. This is because more younger people are starting to get diagnosed, like Chadwick, with colon cancer. People who should get screened earlier include people with a first-degree relative, that means either your mom, your dad, your sister, or your brother. Those relatives, if they've gotten colon cancer before the age of 60, you would need to get screened earlier than age 45. Another group of individuals who should be screened earlier include people who have two first-degree relatives that have had colon cancer. No matter what age they were diagnosed at, they should be screened earlier than age 45. One last group of individuals who may need to get screened for colon cancer earlier include people who have family members with intestinal diseases, such as those who develop a considerable amount of polyps. That's the easiest way to put it. Don't want to get too technical with the words, but those individuals know who they are. That's why you got to know your family history. So if you have a family member who has a lot of overgrowth of polyps, you should get screened for colon cancer earlier. There are multiple ways to get screened for colon cancer. Methods include getting a colonoscopy, which is when a specialist sticks a camera up your rectum to check for colon cancer. Stool samples can be used to check for colon cancer, and you can also have a CT scan. Each test has their own pros and cons, but the best test is a colonoscopy. How often you should get screened after initial test depends on the test and the results. So whatever they find on the test, if you're doing a stool sample or the colonoscopy, those results will tell you if you need to follow up sooner or at regular intervals after having a colonoscopy. Well, Dr. Randy, I don't want to wait until I'm 45 to make sure I don't have colon cancer. I want to get checked now. I want to get checked ASAP. A person try to play me, I'ma blow them off the map ASAP. What are you doing, Dr. Randy? Don't start that again. Put your ratchetness back in the cage. You're in doctor mode. Well, unfortunately, most insurances won't pay for you to have those tests done earlier than what I mentioned. If you're trying to get it done yourself, you'll have to pay out of pocket, and that could be thousands of dollars if you're trying to do a colonoscopy. If you're trying to do one of the stool sample screenings, that may be like $700-800 if you're trying to do it that way. So paying out of pocket can be costly if you're trying to do it earlier than what we recommend. This is, unless you're having concerning symptoms, you can have a colonoscopy earlier. So what are these concerning symptoms? Aha! I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm going to make you wait for that for the next episode on Call. That's when I talk about those concerning symptoms that may lead to you having a colonoscopy earlier than age 45.